to Ready Set Demo from Elizabeth's Craft Room, and today we are going to do a kind of card similar to this one. We're going to change it up a little bit, and basically what this is done with is a combination of Encircled in Nature, which is where I'm going to have the dies for the wreath. And these little holly pieces, which I have already die cut, are done with Hang and Ornament. Now, I don't know whether you noticed, if you saw this one, that it has got these really cute little holly leaves. So that's what I'm going to use to make my little sprig of holly. Also, our Celebrate comes from the iconic, let's just see if I can find them here in my cheat sheet of online exclusives. If you're a demonstrator and you would like one, I do have these available at Ready Set Demo. Go and have a look at printables. Yeah, so our Celebrate the Season is from Iconic Imagery. So that's those. Right, okay, so let's get started. As I say, slightly different idea this time. Now, I have not stamped the wreath. And so sometimes it's quite hard to create a circle. Last time I used the largest of the stylish shapes as my kind of guide. This time I'm going to use this one, which is the second largest, and see if I can make a slightly smaller wreath, but still with those dies. So let's just give ourselves a little circle. And we'll have a play and see how those are, how it's going to come out. Now, what I've also done here as a little bit of a cheat, because when I die cut this originally, I just cut out of the old olive and the garden green, and then I had to glue those pieces on, and that was a bit of a fiddly job. So instead what I've done is I've put these strips of cardstock onto our adhesive sheets, and so now they are going to be adhesive on the back once I've cut them. So let's find from Encircled in Nature. We're going to use these pieces here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut a few of these on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Right, if you haven't used the adhesive sheet before, I just thought I would take a moment to show you this. So when they come off, sometimes they come like so. So they've actually already got the sticky on the back, and the sheet remains on the remains on the backing. Sometimes I'm going to pull it from the other side to try and encourage this. Sometimes they'll come out with the adhesive sheet piece on the back, and then you just need to pull that off. And I found yet another use for either the glass mat or the little silicone tray, is that I can put these ones without their sticky on the back down without actually sticking them to grid or something, which I'm then going to have to try and peel them off afterwards. So yeah, the little silicone mat here, which comes with your glass mat, is very useful. And if you haven't seen I can't remember how many ways there were, 18 ways to use the glass mat from Stampin' Up, go and have a look on my YouTube channel, Ready Set Demo, and you will find absolutely loads of ways that you can use it. And honestly, I wasn't sure before I started using it. I actually had it in my craft room, still in its box for a while. But as soon as I got it out, I knew how much I was going to love it. And I've actually ended up buying two, believe it or not. So I now actually have two of these glass mats in my craft room. And it sounds a bit extravagant. I would never have thought I would have done it. But honestly, I use it for so many different things. I have a Sharpie marker, and I scribble all my measurements down as I go onto the mat, they don't come off because they're a Sharpie marker. And then when I want to remove them, I just use a bit of hand sanitizer or some StazOn remover, and they just come straight off. Right, I think I've got most of my backings off, and you can see they all come with this little tiny piece like so, which needs to be pulled out. So I think I've got most of those, not all of them. Just spotted another couple. So I'm just prepare those first. So when we start sticking, we can do it without having to stop and start. There's another little bit I've missed. Here we go. Right. So I'm going to start with my darker green pieces. And then I'm just going to follow that pencil line around. Like so. And because these are quite flexible, you can do that fairly easily. It's not, even though last time it was a larger circle, this time it's a bit of a smaller circle, they're still following it round in quite a well-behaved fashion. I might not need quite so many as I've cut. Yeah, about 4. So that's for the second circle. Might have used another one. I think I used 5 of these pieces possibly on this one. Maybe not, maybe it was 4. Now you can leave it quite simple like this, or you can build it up. So I'm going to build it up with the second colour. And what I was making sure I did is if I started on that piece there, where I've got the overlap, I've got the middle then, I'm putting then the middle of this lighter green, and I'm putting it slightly more on the inside in this case. And let's just see how that comes out and whether we like that. As I say, a little bit different to how I did it last time. And I have to say, having that adhesive sheet on the back, do that. That was so much easier, and I'm so much less gluey than I was after the last one. So with these little hollies, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour them using blends on one side, just to give them a little bit more definition. Just colour on one side with the blend. So they have been cut in the old olive, and I'm using a dark old olive blend just on one side. I'm not sure if I'm going to use 3 or 5 this time, but I'll colour all 5. So I'm ready. And then I'm going to take a bone folder and give them a little bit of a curl. Just a bit more 3D, and then I'll support that curl underneath with a couple of mini dimensionals in the middles rather than in the ends. Right, let's have a little look and decide where I want them and how many of them I want. Do I want to just stick to 3 again, or shall I see if I can put in 5? I've got to get my greeting down at the bottom as well, come to think of it. So that might be a little bit tight. Let's put the greeting in first, shall we? Right, so just ink up my little Celebrate, or my large Celebrate. It's quite a big greeting on there. Okay, so now we've got that in place. I think the holly makes more sense over this side, don't you? Now that we can see how that's going to go. I'd like to get 5 in, but I feel it's a little bit much. What do you think? I think I will go for 3 again. We'll see. So some mini dimensionals, and I'll put those in the middle of each piece of holly, and I'm layering them up. So I'm putting one on top of the other, so it does give it a bit of height. And then when this card goes through the post, hopefully that will still hold up. Yeah, I might get 5 in. Now, when you're putting multiple layers of dimensionals, also check what your postage rules are wherever you are, as to whether that makes it more expensive to post. In the UK, you are touch and go. Once you've got 2 layers of dimensionals, it's touch and go whether that becomes a large letter, because they work it out on the thickness of the letter as well. But I'm going to hand this one over so I can go crazy with my double layer. So you don't have to do that if you want to make sure, as I say, if you were in the UK, 1 layer of dimensionals and you're safe for a regular letter. It's never good to send the gift of excess postage to somebody who you're trying to be nice to with a lovely card. Right, how are we feeling about that? Too many? Let's put the berries in and see. These berries, by the way, are another online exclusive, and they are the 164119, the cherry cobbler and pearl backed. These are they. And you can see I've mostly used the red ones, but my tip to you is, if I can grab one, if you need more red ones, use a blend. So alcohol marker, this is real red, and you can colour them in. Allow them to dry a bit. So we're actually getting more of a pure red. I would say these are kind of a more pinky red, but when they go down, they do look quite red. But yeah, if you decide you need some more berries, this is the way to do it. Allow them to dry for a moment and they will be good. And of course you can colour them any colour you wish. You can also do that with rhinestones and anything else that you have. And these do have the adhesive on the back. Do you know, once you put the berries in, I actually think we're getting away. I think we're getting away with that. So let's put some single ones around the edge. Ooh. There we go. This one got a bit more blingy than my original. Okay, so here's our card base. And the paper is from the Take a Bow bundle, which is in the mini catalogue. So which side for the paper? Do we go with stripe? Or do we go with the involving the green? I don't know. Which do you prefer? I kind of think I prefer the stripe because it makes the actual wreath pop a little bit more. So I think I'm going to go with the stripe again. Oh, I don't know. But then, let's do it different. I'm a little bit indecisive today. I don't know why. Okay, let's use this one. So that has got the garden green and the real red in it that we have used elsewhere on the card. Maybe it needs another layer of red underneath. Oh, now I'm tempted. Now I'm tempted to put another layer of red underneath. Let's try that. Right, I've just done that 1/4 of an inch bigger than my central piece. And I think that works. I think that works. So let's pop that up. I'll put that on with some Tombow. Get that lined up nicely, and then I think I will pop that up on dimensionals as well, because I'm already into my large letter area anyway. So if I do post it, let's go for it. We will see how this looks popped up. And you can see one of my little hollies is off the edge, but I knew I had some room to play with for that as well. So there you go. So what do you think? I think the smaller of those stylish shapes makes a better effect. I think it contains it within that size. So I went a little bit more outside with the darker layer, the garden green, and a little bit lighter there with the old olive. And I do like how it turned out with the five holly pieces. So I hope you like that one. Thanks very much for visiting Ready Set Demo from Elizabeth's Craft Room today. If you've got any questions, let me know. And I would love it if you would like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And down below, you'll find all the links to Ready Set Demo as well. Thanks very much for visiting today. Bye.